What is happening? John Denton here with another reaction video. Thank you for joining me on this one. I had to get this one done today. Wednesday the 23rd day of recording, Friday 25th of September. Joji's new album Nectar comes out. I needed to listen to and react to Ballads 1 before that. It's been one that you guys have been asking me to do for ages. I'm just going to jump straight into it. Subscribe if you're new around here. If you want to watch the uncut version of this reaction, that is there on my Patreon, link down in the description. Please do go and check that out. All album reactions uncut on the Patreon. Guys, let's do this. Let's jump straight in. I'm excited for this one.
If I hurt you, I'm afraid God's gonna teach me a lesson.
Already I like this, but the reason I like this is because it sounds like a lot of other music that I've liked over the years. I mean, if you know me and know my channel, I have a broad taste in music, and I definitely love music like this. I want to know, before we get any further into this, if you're a big fan of Joji and a big fan of music like this, what are the other artists that you are listening to? Because obviously Joji has a massive fan base from his YouTube past, but also, you know, he's grown a new fan base through his music, absolutely. But I definitely want to know, what other bands, what other artists are you listening to based around your love of music like this? I'm interested because I'm always looking at ways of expanding my channel, and there's certain artists and bands that I would like to react to that just don't generate any views, so I have to be a bit careful about it. But there's little paths, there's little pathways of getting into there. But anyway, straight away, in terms of this, a beautiful start. Delicate piano, delicate singing. Okay, interesting stylistic choice to blow out the bass there and distort the vocals. It's okay, but I think the song had enough to it that it didn't need a gimmick.
So quick you could eat my dust. Now would you hate me if I ran like hell in the wind from dawn till dark?
Gorgeous start to the album, and yeah, my criticisms or concerns about the bass being blowed out and the song changes, it was just for a short section, so perhaps I shouldn't have jumped the gun on that one. Anyway, obviously a lot of Bon Iver in there. You can even talk about Elliott Smith, and I'll always take any opportunity to talk about him.
You walk down Alameda, shuffling your deck of trick cards.
Just that kind of lo-fi indie vibe, Iron and Wine almost elements. Yes, please. Oh, I've heard this as a reaction to this back on Rock Reacts. Awesome song.
I'm around, so dancing in the dark.
One thing I will say, and I do really love this track, but hearing his music from the new record, just the level of production, engineering, the amount of money, budget that's gone into it, takes it to a different level. We'll hear the rest of this album, of course, but inevitably, when an artist is smaller, the production just doesn't sound as big. Obviously, Joji had a big fan base, but as a musician, he wasn't at the level that he is now 2 years ago. So, yeah, it's interesting just to hear it from that point of view. It'd obviously be interesting to hear a remastered version of this, but still gorgeous track. I don't think there's any doubt that this is what he was supposed to be doing. Obviously, the amazing YouTube career, the crazy YouTube career, the disgusting YouTube career in so many ways. But when you hear the tone of his voice, when you hear the emotion that he's able to convey through his songwriting, there's no doubt in my mind that this is where he's supposed to be. He is a true musician, a true artist. My headphones are falling back on my head as I'm trying to make a very important point, a very important person. Fantastic track, fantastic opening 2 tracks. Let's keep it going.
She don't wanna tell lies. She don't wanna tell lies. She just wanna feel alive. I don't like when you don't, man. You've been calling the wrong name.
Yeah, I mean, it's those kind of like emotional trap ballad stylings that we've heard from a Trippie Redd, to a point an XXXTentacion, other artists in those lanes. You could even argue Post Malone, Juice WRLD. Joji has a better voice than all of those people, which is interesting, and it gives the song a different level of texture. Post Malone also has a good voice.
She don't wanna tell lies. She don't wanna tell lies. She just wanna feel alive. Ones who didn't fight. I told you not to waste my fucking time. I told you never sing the song you like.
I think Joji's a great example of the fact that you don't have to have necessarily a powerful voice. A voice that can project, a voice that can go on all crazy runs or boom through. You don't have to have that to have a beautiful voice. And he definitely has a beautiful voice because everything about it is so delicate. It's hurt, it's broken, it's emaciated, it's in pain, it's doubled over, in heartbreak. We hear a lot of songs about heartbreak, but there's no emotion in the voice. There's technical ability in the voice. Listen to the radio, listen to pop music. There's no emotion in the voice, not like this. I'd much rather this than somebody who may technically be a better singer. There's no question.
That's right. Dying on the west side.
There's a lot going on here musically. The percussion's very strange, shoegaze elements to it. Again, this is like what I was saying at the beginning. I'd love to know some of the other artists that you guys are listening to that are fans of Joji, because realistically, musically, this is very different to a lot of the music that I cover on this channel. I like this track. It's perhaps a little overly long. It's quite thin in the production, so maybe it's not quite offering the soundscape it perhaps wants to. Feels a little underdeveloped, a little undercooked, this one, and a bit long because of that. But it's still a good track, solid.
I got a box cutter with your name on it. Tell me more, I can't stay this long on the same top. I could be the one. I could be the one. I'ma fuck up my life. I'ma fuck up my life. Yeah, I bet you won't try, but you know I don't mind. She ain't never give a single fuck about me. Yeah, you bet you know that we ain't never gonna be together, I see. And I think that's kinda neat.
Honestly, I thought the album was maybe just kind of like, not going off the rails, but maybe he had put his best foot forward and it wasn't going to be able to maintain that standard. Not that there was anything hugely wrong with Wanted You or Can't Get Over You, but here I feel there's another very strong track from the record. I love the depth of it. I love that you can hear again the gut-wrenching heartbreak, but we're moving kind of into that almost nihilistic, don't give a fuck element of heartbreak or of sadness, the part where it kind of moves into a self-destructive mode. Yeah, love the production on this, the subtle percussion in the beat, the piano that's driving it, the little sort of ad-libs and samples, creating an atmosphere in the background. Excellent track. This is another one of those tracks that I think would benefit from the production we're probably going to hear on Nectar, and we've heard from the tracks from Nectar so far. Just a few added elements, a bit more depth, a bit more range to it, because it's interesting, structurally it's interesting, moved into that kind of like almost dove sounding bit, if you know that band, where the percussion started kicking up, the distortion started kicking up, and then we pull back down into this kind of like quieter moment here. But because it's quite thin and fuzzy in the production, it perhaps doesn't quite do the song justice.
And I keep to myself, fuck with no one else. Yeah, all my friends no fun, drive around on my own. Yeah, open up, now my cover is blown. Yeah, now my cover is blown. Yeah, son. Yeah, all my friends no fun, no fun, no fun.
I like the production on it, I like the melody as well, but I like the message as well. It was one of those songs that it's a feeling that I'm sure a lot of people feel, where you're searching for your happiness and you're searching to get out of your depressive state, or to get out of your loneliness, or to get out of your malaise in other places, friends, situations, sometimes drugs, vices, etc., etc. And it's not necessarily like trying to find happiness, trying to find solace in those places, even in other people, can be a fool's errand. I mean, we all know this, don't we? Like, and I think that's it. It's an interesting song about that, and it sort of can end up creating more loneliness, more malaise, more despair. Interesting track. I liked it a lot. The Bon Iver influence here is huge, but it doesn't stop the song being really, really pleasant to listen to, and still having those aching feelings of loneliness, despair, heartache.
Reflection never point the same way, I'm on repeat. Yeah. But you're better by default. Won't you go through?
Yeah, love that track. I think that will grow on me as well on multiple listens.
If I lost my love, you can blame it on me. Ain't ready or not, we can start right here. Cause no one over us, no one over us, no one over us. Do or die for you.
I know people are big fans of Trippie Redd, and he's got some decent songs, but in terms of somebody singing over this type of production, in terms of like fitting into the structure of the song, fitting into the essence of the song, I guess Joji's just on a completely different level for me. Trippie Redd's actually sounding quite awful on a beat that I was really enjoying.
You R.I.P. I would die for you. R.I.P.
I mean, where's the subtlety? I think that's the point. This is such a subtle record all the way through. Delicate, is nuanced, it is subtle. There's no subtlety. R.I.P. I would die for you, I would die for you, I would die for you. Like, would you know?
A lot more days, hard to think about you anymore, but I keep you in my mind always. Call me on the phone last night, couldn't hear your voice, I'll fight. Stay away, stay away, stay away.
Case in point, much more delicate, much more subtle, much more nuanced track there. Joji just outperforming Trippie Redd massively on that song. Joji's just a better artist, in my opinion. It's not even close, to be honest. love this track. So much more depth to it than some of the others. Elements of the National in there. Really, really good. Just showing his range as an artist as well. And then we know some of the tracks that he's got coming up. Give Me Love, Postal Service vibe, Run, which is just like a massive power ballad. I'm very excited for this new record. The second half of that song wasn't as good as the first half, but only because the first half was so good. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyable record, and I'm just becoming a big fan of Joji as an artist. He is similar to a lot of artists that I've liked over the years, and there's certain moods and certain times where I love to listen to music that sounds like this. Couldn't listen to it all the time, not because I find it depressing, but just sometimes I need music with a bit more energy. But it's not that it lacks energy, it just has a different type of energy, a subtler energy, an energy sort of tinged with despair, heartache, but hope as well. And I think that's important. Beautiful record, but very, very excited for Friday to hear the new record, to hear that extra level of production. Hopefully we'll have songwriting of the same standard as this. We'll see what we get to. I mean, Run was an absolute masterpiece, so if we can even have 1 or 2 more songs on that level, I'll be very excited indeed. And I'm just glad that I've got to this in time before the new record comes out. It's been a long time coming. It's been a crazy, it's just been a crazy year, and it continues to get crazier. Just as we think that we're getting back to normal life, seems like maybe we're not. But regardless, guys, like I said at the beginning of the reaction, if you wanted to see this in uncut form, that is there on the Patreon, link down in the description. Please do go check that out. Not only will you get all your album reactions from this channel in uncut form on the Patreon, but you'll get 4 extra exclusive album reactions every single month, up to 8 exclusive track reactions every single month, bunch of other stuff on there, Quest tier, super supporters tier. So please do go and check that out if you want to support the channel and if you want to watch this in uncut form. Guys, if you're new around here, please do subscribe. Once again, my headphones are falling off my head, but I've caught them in time. Come follow me Twitter and Instagram. Can we get the likes up on this one? 4,000 likes. If you've seen this after Friday, you may not realise that the new album reaction is up there as well, so do go and check that out if you're watching this before Friday the 25th. That doesn't exist yet, so I can't do it, and I'm not in Tenet. Alright, that's it. I'll catch you in the next one, right? Woo!